$5 to $10 trillion of wealth over the next decade. Can you imagine someone sitting around saying, oh, I get mobile device technology, and you're trying to time the market in Apple stock in 2011? Like you're buying and selling Apple stock in 2011. I'm like, you're like, you want to shake? I'm like, are you out of your mind? I'm trading Facebook stock back and forth between $8 a share and $4 a share. Like, do you not understand that one day every single person on the planet is going to have one of these things in their pocket, and it's going to go up by a factor of 100, and you're trying to like trade Apple stock between $1.25 and $1.17 and bragging about how you bought it at $1.25 and sold it at $2.11? And have you figured out the consequences of being short the share if it goes up by $100? Like the amount, like, are you out of your mind? Like, because, by the way, like I spent 30 years in the business and I obsess over this every single freaking minute of the day. And I wrote a book on it, right? I wrote the book. I predicted the future. You know, I made $500 million investing in these things, right? And I started, and I put a small amount of capital in. And let me tell you one thing, John, I can't time the market. I have no freaking clue. Like, you know, in 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, I have no clue. And I'm certain nobody in the world understood it better than me. Like, some people might have made more money than me, but you know, like all these people that think that somehow they're going to time the market and they're going to guess, it's probably 10,000 times harder to time the market when you know the future than it is to sit and to wait for a decade.
Today, after reporting a $5.8 billion gain in earnings year to date, Bitcoin bull Michael Saylor weighs in and gives his prediction on why we can expect crypto to go up in May. Bitcoin is poised to see a monumental surge, historically tracking the price in the year following the Bitcoin halving and on the heels of multiple all-time highs. Saylor believes Bitcoin is about to make history, as we witness one of the biggest price rises so far since the creation of the dominant cryptocurrency. With thousands of institutional investors across the United States now buying Bitcoin, the demand for the leading digital asset has increased exponentially, and Saylor says everything is about to change.
The Bitcoin thing, this kind of is working in 12 weeks or 24 hours. When I did this, I didn't expect it to work in 12 weeks. I did it thinking that in 1 to 3 years, people will think I'm not an idiot. And in 10 years, I'll be happy I did it. And I'm ready to get beat to death for the first 1-2 years. That people are going to beat me to death, because you could have been beat to death on Facebook stock and Apple stock and Google stock and whatever in a 1 to 2, 3 year time frame. Anybody that tells you that they actually know the direction of this stuff over the course of days or weeks or months, they're deluding themselves and they're deluding you. And it's almost comical, because they all hold themselves out as being like experts at something. And like, I had been the expert in something. And the one thing that I knew was, you know, the only time I ever lost money on Apple, the only time. But can you imagine losing money on Apple stock investing in the last 20 years? At any point in time, from 1997, there's not a single way, John, you could have lost money betting on Apple stock as a hodler in 22 years, except I did it. I'm going to tell you how I did it. I bought an option. I bought a leap. I actually bought a call option, but not short, long. I went long Apple stock. I bought call. By the way, I'm not going to go long Apple stock with a 30 or 60 or 90-day option. I bought an 18-month leap option on Apple stock. The stock traded down. It stayed down 17 months, 18 months. My option expired. I lost the premium, and the stock shot up. Freaking predicted the future. I wanted some leverage. I'm so angry. And the takeaway from that is, if you believe in something and you have conviction, buy the underlying assets, ideally with very low leverage or no leverage, and hold it forever. You know, like, and all these other cute things, like you get cute. It's like, how could I be wrong in 18 months? It was 19 months, John, and I was right in 19 months, and the option expired. It's almost like God punishing me for trying to be cute and gamble with this sort of thing. Yeah, I said it to Raul, you know, I said, I have anxiety going to bed at night if I'm short, you know. that's the point. When I started buying it, there's a funny story. I'm not going to say who I did it with. I started buying Bitcoin, and they thought I was going to buy like $10 million worth of it. And I wired in $100 million. And I started buying it, and I bought 25 million in the day. And no one had ever bought $25 million worth of Bitcoin on their exchange in a few hours. And they said, well, we're burning up the entire system and you're blowing out the spreads. And this is a big problem and you're going to drive the price up. And I just need to get this stuff. Like I can't, by the way, the price was down in the 9s. And I was just imagining someone was going to get smart and drive the price up to 10 or 11 or 12 or 30. I was going to chase it up. So I had anxiety. I'm like, I have to get this trade in before the rest of the world comes to its senses. So I'm buying it. I swear to you, they put me in a corner and they said, you have to stop now. You're buying too much.
Embracing an unyielding enthusiasm for the Bitcoin realm, Saylor and Lee confidently predict that explosive growth is looming on the horizon, as BlackRock and many other crypto giants are doing just that. Lee and Saylor reassure that a long-expected surge awaits. By the end of 2025, there will be 1.1 billion active crypto wallets. The pace of growth is hard to comprehend, and it will be the fastest accumulation of wealth we have ever seen. This is the conclusion of a career's worth of research. And every single chart and piece of research leads to the same conclusion. Liquidity drives everything, and crypto will be the best performing asset of them all.
If you look at the dynamics of this as an asset, if I bought $100 million worth of Apple stock today, I could say I have big tech exposure. And then at the end of the quarter, I could say, well, maybe I should sell Apple and buy Google, or maybe I should sell Apple and buy Amazon. And I'm still kind of big tech exposed. I mean, you could trade Twitter for Facebook or Facebook for Twitter, or you could decide that you don't like Facebook anymore, but you like Google. The world's not coming to an end. There's a lot of supply of big tech. $10 trillion worth of it, right? On the other hand, if you decided that Bitcoin was your thing, you're going to buy a crypto asset and you buy $100 million worth of Bitcoin. And I say this because this is the way the institutions that buy this stuff are going to think. Where they're going to come in there and buy 100 million or 200 million or 500 million. When you decide that you want that, you go through this thing of, okay, what do I want? Well, I don't want big tech because I don't like the underlying exposure to fiat cash flows. I don't want gold because, again, counterparty risk and it's an open system and the gold miners are a problem. Okay, I want crypto. Which crypto? There's 6,500 cryptos. Well, write off most of those. Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay, what's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? There's no second best, okay? It's not like Google and Facebook. It's not like Apple and Amazon. Yeah, we can debate Apple or Amazon, what's better. They both look like tech monopolies to me. They both look pretty good. On the other end, Bitcoin Bitcoin. Bitcoin's crypto asset. This entire idea of like 60% dominance is bullshit, ridiculous, stupid, right? Like, it's stupid. It's not 60% dominant. It's like 96% or 95% dominant, right? The thing, if you compare it as a crypto asset to a like kind of proof of work crypto network, right? That's meant to be a store of value. You're lucky if you can scrape together 5% of other stuff in the last bucket. So there is no real competitor. So once you go down that path of, well, big tech, no, this is not my big tech allocation. Gold, this is not my gold allocation. Crypto asset, this is my crypto asset. Bitcoin, it's the only one. Now you got to squeeze through a nozzle, which is $1 billion a day, and you have to buy it. Once you go through it, I joked to my friend Eric. I said I should tweet, this is the Hotel California, of assets. Like, you check in anytime you want, but you can never leave. He goes, no, you can't tweet that. That's that's the dark reference. Like, I can't tweet it. And then this morning I see like Nick tweets it, right? It's on the Twitter. I'm like, look, he tweeted it. I wasn't so stupid after all. Like, it's a one-way valve. Okay, so it's one way, you're buying. Why else is one way? Because it's long duration. Like, it's the ultimate long duration asset. And this, if you don't get this, you just don't get this, right? I say 100 years, you could hold it 100 years. You're definitely, it's longer duration than any bond, any stock, any gold, if you do the math. So I just bought the pharmaceutical grade synthetic gold, pharmaceutical grade long duration safe haven asset. That's what I bought. There's nothing better. Now, why am I ever going to sell it? Am I going to trade it for Google? Well, no, I can't trade it for Google. I can't trade it for Amazon. I can't trade it for gold. I can't trade it for any other crypto. It's a one-way trade. So why would I ever sell? When I do sell, I get a tax hit. So I'm going to get capital gains to sell it. So that's a deterrent from selling any asset. But my deterrent for selling an asset is I can't find a better treasury reserve asset. There's nothing longer duration. There's nothing that's going to last longer. There's nothing that's going to be more anti-fragile. There's nothing that's going to have a higher theoretical long-term yield, right? The long-term theoretical yield on Bitcoin is like, it's the monetary inflation plus the technology utility increase plus the surging adoption, all of those three in the near term. And over the long-term productivity growth of the economy that adopts it as the standard. So those things are all going to drive it. They're all going to drive it in a compelling way. So now why would you sell it? And the only answer, which you pointed out, is like, if you want to buy a jet or a yacht, if a maximalist wants to buy a jet or a yacht, I respect that. If you want to buy the palatial villa of your dreams in Ibiza, okay, have at it. If you want to get married, or if you want to marry your daughter, or send off your kids or send them to college, if there's something you love, an expenditure or an asset of passion, I think I could respect that. And by the way, if there's something that's a life or death issue, you're going to sell it to give a kidney to somebody, or to save a life.
Good.
I respect that, but it needs to be an expenditure of passion. If you're just selling it in order to trade into another financial asset, right, you're a fool. Right?
Yeah.
Stop selling the long duration pharmaceutical grade synthetic safe haven asset, the first one, selling that to buy something which has got more exposure to fiat debasement or to complexity or other types of risk or shorter term is kind of just, you had the thing sold and you unsolved the thing. And so anybody that says they're going to trade it, the conclusion you come to is they just don't understand it. They literally don't understand what they're doing, and they don't understand what it is. As soon as you understand what it is, you're just going to sweep all your excess monetary energy, your savings account into this and hodl forever, right? And the other point is, most people don't have the experience to be able to borrow against an asset, because Bitcoin is a very immature asset class. The first decade, there's no mature crypto banking. In the next decade, you'll see the formation of Bitcoin banks or crypto banks, Binance's and Coinbase's and Krakens and the like, and all the institutions will evolve to the point where they accept your Bitcoin as collateral, and they'll start to grant you loans. And then what you'll see is that eventually the logical wealth building strategy is you save everything you possibly can in Bitcoin. And at some point, when you really want the yacht or the jet, or you want the massive house, or you need money to save your life or to launch your business or start up something of passion, then you'll borrow against your underlying Bitcoin at some rate, and then you'll use the borrow and you'll leverage up, because that's what every wealthy real estate family ever did.
Saylor challenges the conventional macroeconomic metrics, asserting that these metrics are often manipulated to paint a specific narrative, like labor statistics and inflation figures, which are selectively measured to create desired effects rather than reflecting the true state of the economy. In this context, Bitcoin emerges as an alternative, detached from the manipulations of the conventional economic sphere. Saylor also highlights that established corporations like Apple, Amazon, and Google will use their established relationships acquired over decades to swiftly acquire substantial amounts of Bitcoin through a spot ETF, bypassing the cumbersome processes involved in procuring the actual commodity. This disparity underscores the transformative power of cryptocurrencies in traditional financial institutions. Michael Saylor underscores the importance of embracing digital currencies as the economic landscape is changing rapidly, and urges investors to leverage Bitcoin's potential to secure a more prosperous financial future. What do you think about the latest interview with Michael Saylor? And how do you think Bitcoin's trajectory in the coming months will impact the crypto market and the world of investing? Comment down below. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content just like this. We'll see you in the next video.